This is Back to 99 talking to you live from the void. I want to say shout out to the FBI, shout out to the CIA, um, which is sort of a running joke for this channel. Just the idea that um, no one's enticed by this blank screen that I keep giving you guys. So it's an interesting experiment. I'm mainly talking to myself, I suppose, but that's fine. I also try to. I want to start. I'm trying to practice limiting how many times I say when I talk, but I don't really have a script, and I haven't taught myself to go pause, like not say pause, but pause when I want to say But it's a natural thing, so deal with it. As you can tell by the name of the video, or the title of the video, I wanted to talk about Supergirl. I never really miss an opportunity to add sort of unnecessary commentary that you probably don't need to know. But I haven't done it yet, but I've always sort of been into the idea of a girl dressing up like Supergirl. It's kind of that, like a sort of an inverse of the thing when girls say they love a man in uniform. I don't understand that. Because it's just like, are you saying you love a guy in a uniform, or are you just talking about you love like a fireman or a cop or someone in the military? Because Comcast has a uniform, The guys that work at the oil change, they have a uniform, but that's not typically what that means. And it's also kind of funny, unrelated, but it's the whole thing. They're like, I like a guy who's tall, dark, and handsome. And you go, so you mean like a black guy? And they're like, no. I mean like Sicilian or something. So obviously I just thought that was funny. So for me, it's like I like a girl dressed as Supergirl. I've never really seen one on Halloween. I've been looking. Obviously, there's something called role play, but let's not get into that. And then the other thing is, the only way that I understand the whole thing that a girl loves a man in uniform is I personally love the girls that play college softball. Like when you watch a dude in a baseball outfit, I'm like, obviously I'm like, there's nothing happening. Put a girl in that same uniform, I'm like, hey. And to me, the softball uniform is more seductive than like a volleyball outfit. I'm like, I get the volleyball angle, but a girl dressed in a soccer uniform does nothing for me. Even a swimsuit, I don't care. Softball, I'm like, okay, yeah. So I don't know, maybe I got some latent stuff going on. I don't know, but I'm into that. So enough of that. I love that. I don't love it, but I like the phrase, this is why we can't have nice things. I've seen a lot of discourse surrounding the Supergirl film. And for me, I don't understand it, but I for one was keeping an open mind. The last Superman movie, directed by James Gunn, I didn't hate it, but it was a meh, and a Superman movie shouldn't be that. The Man of Steel, Henry Cavill was great. The movie was in the middle of the road, and that's not good. Superman Returns, firmly in the middle of the road, and that's not good. And so, side note to the side note, when Superman Returns came out, I was in college, and I was able to take my grandfather to the movie theater to watch it. And that was kind of a cool thing for me because he had I don't really care about Superman, but he had a VHS when we were younger, and it had some of the old like 1930s or 40s or whatever Superman cartoons on there. So I watched it. And then I thought to myself, back then I was like 20 or in my 20s. I was like, bro, wouldn't it be cool to take my grandpa to see the new Superman movie? So I tried to take him and we went, but he was an old man. So the movie theater, it was too cold for him. So we ended up leaving because he was like, bro, I'm super cold. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But I remember watching the opening of the Superman movie from 2006, and Superman catches a plane, lands it on the baseball field, and I was like, whew, this is going to be peak. And then the rest of the movie happened, and it wasn't peak. People like to say Kevin Spacey's Lex Luthor was good. No, I don't. And that's not even considering, all of his extracurricular, controversy that he has. I'm just saying I didn't think, and I like Kevin Spacey as an actor. Obviously, Seven was good, the movie K-Pax, but I didn't resonate with his Lex Luthor. The only Lex Luthor, this is my canon, you don't have to agree. The only Lex Luthor that's good to me is Michael Rosenbaum from Smallville. In fact, it's almost silly every time they cast that character and they hire someone other than him. So my sexual proclivities aside, I wanted to see the Supergirl movie. The internet is, I have to remind myself, the internet's not real. People are stupid. Collectively, like a mob mentality. You can never win. The internet wants to hate you. These are core things you have to understand. When the actress Millie Alcock, and I'm not gonna, I could say it, but I'm not gonna do it. When she was in House of the Dragon, the 1 to 2 episodes she was in, everyone was like, "Oh my god, who is that girl?" Even I said that shit. Even I was mildly disappointed when they switched her out. It was like, just let her stay, because her and the other girl, there's not that much of a difference between their ages, if to my eye, to my snow bunny eye that I've developed since. How far we want to go back? I mean, I don't know. Spaceballs. I thought Princess Vespa was fine. So, and then we come now and she gets put in this movie. She's ugly, bro. Ugh. What are we doing? So that just, I mean, that should be an affirmation to everyone that's trying to do anything. Don't listen to people, or find a way to filter the noise, because if you don't listen to people, right, if you make your own rules, that could lead you down a dark path if you just go super hardcore in the wrong direction. But for the most part, if you really believe in it and the idea at its core is wholesome, or it's good, or it's not illegal, pursue it, because if you don't try, they're going to judge you for staying at whatever level you're at. If you do try, they're going to judge you. So just, go for it. So I don't know this girl personally, but I hope that she's, I think that's one of this community, this film community or the internet community, it goes back to this is why we can't have nice things. Because nobody's going to want to act in these movies if this is how the community responds to them. It's almost like you got to take hazard pay to play a superhero, because they're just waiting to fucking hate on you. Like when Jared Leto tried to play the Joker, when he tried to play Morbius, they talked about the guy who played Craven. It's it's unnecessary, and it's damn, I just it's unnecessary, and it reflects on how much people in their normal lives let their own lack of ambition become fuel to hate on people that are trying to do things. So now that that PSA is out of the way, I watched the film and I liked it. Now, I'm not here to assign a number to it, but let's say I enjoyed this film more than the Superman film that James Gunn directed. I don't like Crypto as a character. I'm not a dog person. So, and I don't even like when they do it in Star Wars with the cute robots. So Crypto being in danger, I don't care. The precocious kid character in this film, as I mentioned in several videos, I don't like precocious kids. I didn't mind this kid character. Her motivation was, grounded in reality. The villain of the film, I think this is a truth most people don't want to admit. The reason why Superman or Supergirl, why these movies struggle, why the character is hard to adapt into a film, is because Superman has trash villains, and it's hard to make someone with zero weaknesses, and I know there's kryptonite. It's hard to make someone with zero weaknesses interesting because every movie has to hinge on kryptonite for a second. Kryptonite bullet, kryptonite arrow. Oh, I'm mortal for a second. Oh God. Oh, the kryptonite's gone. Oh, now I'm strong again. Because without kryptonite, without zapping their powers, they're pretty much a god. The one character to me, to my canon, is Doomsday, but they already did that and they didn't do it well. The film itself, people are like, oh, it's like Guardians of the Galaxy. There was that criticism for the movie Borderlands, and I felt like that criticism was more accurate for that film. But this film, I didn't get Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't think this was copying or mimicking or aping anything. I liked the story. I liked the flashback to Krypton or Krypton. I like those scenes. I like the understanding that grief can change you, burden you. I like the fact that she killed the villain because as we get older, or I get older, it's tedious. Batman, Superman's don't kill people thing. Kill people. Okay, you don't want to kill people, paralyze people. Rip an arm off, rip a leg off. Because you trying to save the villain just makes it worse for everyone. But I think that is not the cool part, but that's the interesting part of the fantasy, is that the superhero is so strong, or that they're such a hero that they don't have to kill people because they're hoping that their strength can like overwhelm the odds or whatever. So I haven't watched any, but I've seen several thumbnails saying the movie sucked, or people are excited that it's flopping, and you have all those channels that the grifters and just talking shit. They don't like shit. They don't care about shit. It's easy to attract a following by being negative. And half the people that you see doing that, And even if they do look good, but half of them don't look good, they're whack. I wonder what it smells like in that room that they're in, just talking shit. So I just wanted to push back from my little creepy corner of the internet and say the movie was fine. I don't know if I'll watch it again because, as I said, the premise of the films is always kryptonite. Oh God, I can't do anything. Solution. Then they're back to being super strong again. Blah blah blah. I also liked how much Superman was in the movie, sort of casually. Like he doesn't. He's just in there, but in previous films or different superhero movies, it's kind of like when you're watching Daredevil or something. It's like, Daredevil, he can't call Iron Man, they have to, you have to pretend, or I guess to say it better, where the hell was Batman in the Penguin TV show? They're like, we haven't seen Batman in a few weeks. It's like, okay, it's like Batman would clearly be there. So in this movie, it's one of the few superhero movies where they address it, and he's in the sort of the periphery of the film, and they're not hiding him. They're not saying he was off world, so he didn't know, whatever, whatever, whatever. So I would give the film, now that I'm approaching the end of my blurb, I would give the film I would give it an 8 out of 10. There's maybe one or two things I didn't like. One of the things that I didn't like was when they played In the Middle. I think it just takes some time, whatever that song is. I was like, I don't know about that. And then, because it was like, they had to have music there, but it might have been better if it was a score of something, some instrumental dope music or something. But to have that song playing there, I was like, I don't know. So I would love to, if I was them, I would have loved to seen the options for scoring or picking a song for that scene. The other thing that I didn't like was that the villain knew he was near death, or she had him or whatever, and he doesn't crush the antidote for the dog. You know? As soon as I saw her flying, hitting me, whatever, I'm losing the fight. I don't know how it's going. That vial of antidote, that's the first thing I'm gonna do. So the fact that the movie doesn't even put it into the battle where he's trying to break it and they're trying to stop him from breaking it, it's like, come on. If the jig is up, I'm not about to die. Or even if he thought he was getting arrested, he's so evil. He's killed all these people. He's enslaved people. You think he's gonna let them take the antidote and save the dog? Especially when he knows that's what she cares about. So, I thought that was a sort of a plot hole. But for the most part, I enjoyed the film. I don't like the dog. I don't want to see the dog anymore. I kind of wish that she would have took the girl to Earth with her. I mean, like, maybe she did for a second, but it kind of seemed like for her birthday party, they just went around in the galaxy some more. But I would just say, I don't have a home. You don't have a home. Come with me back to planet Earth or whatever, or at least or at least I would have liked it where she came back to the apartment and she had the little girl and she was like, she's going to stay for a while. Blah, 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 blah. I'd have liked that. So I've gone on for long enough. Back to now.